So let us start. We'll start with a new topic called addition of vectors in mathematics. Right. So addition of vectors. Why? Because we already learned the vectors and its basic properties and the types of vectors. So especially the position vector and the unit vector we learned as part of physics, right? So now actually we will go a little deeper into this vectors topic. So in this actually with vectors actually we can do multiple things. So there are certain important properties that we need to be discussing, which is an additional part of what we have discussed as part of the physics, right? So in this actually one is, as you know that actually first I'll just brief the basic properties. One is the position vector. This is very important as part of mathematics. So position vector. So position vector, as the name it suggests, this says that the vector which represents the position in coordinate system is called position vector. So this is called the position vector, right? Because most of the times actually we will be dealing with the position vector as part of this additional discussion of vectors, right? And the second one is the unit vector. A vector whose magnitude is unity is called unit vector, right? So this is called the unit vector. So the position vector meaning, suppose if I take this is x-axis and this is the y-axis. Now this is the Cartesian coordinate system for us. In this, if you randomly point one particular location, this point, let us say the coordinates is x1 comma y1. This is the coordinates of this particular point. Now a vector representing that coordinates is called the position vector. So obviously the vector position here, this point location is x1 comma y1 inherently includes the information of the origin also. So that is, it is x1 in magnitude provided if you start counting from here. So this length is going to be of x1 and this length is going to be of y1. So this is x1 and this is y1. So these two informations includes starting point of origin. Hence actually if you draw a vector starting from here and then it will try to draw a vector to the ending position. So this vector is called as the position vector. It is usually represented with the r. So r is equal to x1 y1. So this is x1 into I plus y1 into j. So this is the position vector which is representing this particular position of x1 comma y1. Now if you notice, this inherently includes the addition of two vectors also. This vector whatever we represent, if you notice, this is in the direction of the x. A unit vector in the direction of x. A unit vector in the direction of x is represented with I. With I. And a unit vector in the direction of j in the direction of y is represented with j. Meaning, so this is a vector of magnitude 1. So this is 1 into I. So 1 into I. So this is the vector which is usually we represent with I. Now the modulus of this is 1 into I. The modulus of it is going to be of 1. So modulus is nothing but the magnitude. And this is the length which is representing a magnitude of 1 and in the direction of x. So this is actually usually represented with I. So I is the unit vector which always talks about only the direction. So when the magnitude is doesn't matter, that time actually we will be using the direction only vector, that is nothing but the unit vector. So here actually our concern is only the direction. Now suppose if I wanted to represent a vector in this particular direction but of magnitude certain value, let us say x1, then this vector can be represented with x1 into I. So which says that x1 is the magnitude and I is the direction. Now exactly in the same manner, this vector, if you want to put it, so this is actually a vector if you write it in this manner, and this is y1 into j. And any vector actually you can always write in the parallel form. That is, this vector can even be replaced at this particular location and still actually you can count it. So this is y1 into j. So this is the another vector. Now if you notice, you are adding two different vectors with the help of the triangular law of vector addition. That means this is one vector and this is another vector. So these two vectors actually we are adding it together. So this vector and this vector, if you add it, you are going to get this vector which is the resultant vector. So this is based on the triangular law of vector addition. So based on the triangular law of vector addition. Now we need to understand what is this triangular law of vector addition. So what is this triangular law of vector addition is? So if the second vector is second vector tail is joined to the first vector head, then the resultant of the two vectors is equivalent to the vector starting from the first vector tail. And ending with second vector head. So this is the triangular law of vector addition. That is, suppose if you have one vector like this, we have another vector like this. Now this is actually R1 vector, let us say, and this is R2 vector, let us say. And then the sum of these two vectors is always represented by the first vector tail and the last vector head if you join it. And this vector will be the resultant of R1 and R2. So this is always true in the case of triangular law of vector addition. So this can actually even be derived from the parallelogram law also. You know that actually in the case of parallelogram law, we do the two vectors. Let us say this is R1 and this is R2. The way we add these two vectors is you draw a parallel vector to this and you draw a parallel vector to this and then join these two, and then actually this represents the R vector is equal to R1 plus R2. Now this is R2 vector. So this is R1 vector, this is R2 vector. If you add these two, you are going to get the R1 plus R2 vector. So this is the R vector. So the bottom portion of this actually, if you replace it, then actually this is what actually we say that this is the triangular law of vector addition. Now this triangular law of vector addition is very much useful whenever we are dealing with the position vector concept. So because see this, in the case of position vector, suppose if you have one position vector like this, and we have another position vector like this. If you want to identify this particular vector, let us say this is R1 vector and this is R2 vector. Now, most of the times in case of the Coulomb's law, or actually in the case of Newton's law of gravitation, if you notice that this point is 1 and this point is 2, then R12, if you want to get it, this is R2 minus R1 actually we have written. So the reason being, in the case of triangular law, so R12 vector is this from 1 to 2. So this is R12 vector. Now R1 plus R12, R1 plus R12 vector, if you add it together, that has to be equal to R2 vector as per the triangular law of vector addition. Now from this we can make out R12 vector is equal to R2 minus R1. So this is how actually you can make use of this position vector concept and the triangular law of vector addition, so that actually you will get to know the distance between these 2 points, or the vector which is representing these two points, right? So this is the triangular law of vector addition.